it's done. The joy that I have in my heart and in my soul that I'm able to sit downstairs, but it's done. I feel a release with relief. So I think the last video that I uploaded was mid-November and it's now the 7th of January, so coming up to 2 months. It has been a crazy couple of months, but also, sorry, hi, welcome back to my channel. It's very cold here in Ireland, so I'm warming up with a cup of tea, but the house is warm. And listen, there's a whole backstory, but I just wanted to say hello. Happy New Year. Thank you for being so patient. I've gotten like DMs and emails and messages from people saying, hope you're okay, hope you're surviving the work that's getting done in the house, but like lads. So yeah, when I last came to you, it was a week after we had to move everything upstairs. And oh God, I don't know, I feel like I'm gonna have PTSD after this for like a while. And yeah, they had, the day that I filmed, because I just had to go back and see kind of what I had chatted about, they had poured the concrete out the back and there was like a lot of plastering that had to get done, and back then we didn't have windows or doors. So right now, I'll show you now in a second, I'm sitting facing like the back window and the 2 back doors, and there's lots of light and just the kitchen in the background. So I won't be doing a whole like tour of the house, you know, but when I'm chatting away, you'll see bits kind of in the background. I just don't know if it would be like safe to be like, this is where I keep this, and do you know what I mean? But anyway, we're back in business. Thanks a million for being so patient, and yeah, we made it through. So yeah, so the last video was week 8 and we had 5 more weeks of the work to get done, and for those 5 weeks, and I think actually we did it for, I think it was for 6 weeks in total, we lived upstairs, because here was just a building site, a literal building site. Now, as I said before, in an ideal world, we would have moved out. The budget just didn't afford that. I wanted to spend that money on other things, and I'll show you that in a second. The builders were absolutely brilliant. Like, they were here bang on time every day. If they said they were going to be here, they were here. If they weren't coming, they would let us know. But to be honest, like, we were blessed with the weather. Apart from a few days where we had lots and lots of rain and they couldn't work, but they did as much as they could. Like on days like that, they would move inside and do stuff in here. So literally like no complaints whatsoever. The contractor, the plumber contractor, the less said about him, the better. Oh my God. I'm just so glad to have like the house back to ourselves, but also my days back to myself, because it was such a challenge to work from home when you're living upstairs, because we had so much packed in our bedrooms that was downstairs, and then the same in the office. So in the last video I had said that like the office was like the laundry room, the kitchen, the sitting room. I was able to get a VPN so that we could watch Strictly on our laptop in that small little room. And I felt that so many days I would be sitting waiting to see if a contractor would come, because I was just so anxious to get it done, and I just didn't want to be out going for my walk, doing bits, and then for them to be standing at the door going, where are you? And then not come back for days at a time, because we had 1 week in, I think towards the end of November, where it was really, really cold and we had no heat. So we lived in fleeces and blankets, and we had like a little radiator, and it was just not fun times. And we had to like go out to my sister's to have showers. We had to bring out like bags of washing out there. I did buy a dehumidifier. I can't remember if I bought that since the last video or not, but that has been a godsend. You can kind of see some of the clothes in there in the utility. So we're able to put the clothes horse in there, because at the moment in Ireland, I'm sure everywhere else, there's not great drying out there. Like my mum and myself, we're a fan of putting washing on the line to dry. It's free, do you know? But the garden is, I'll show you the garden, what's left of it anyway. So yeah, I bought a dehumidifier to help with like the damp in the house, because we had no heat for so long. Like with the plastering, the house was so damp, like everywhere had condensation. But I was conscious not to use the dehumidifier to dry out the plaster, because I didn't want that cracking. So it's been a whole process. But now the dehumidifier is used kind of, yeah, to get rid of the condensation in the house, because it's cold out now at the moment, but also to dry the clothes. I will leave a link below of the one that I got, because I did research, and when I say research, I looked on TikTok for people's reviews about different dehumidifiers, and I love this one. It has a laundry option, and we can get like a load of washing dry in a couple of hours. It's brilliant. Like, we have a tumble dryer, but people on TikTok, I haven't done my own research on this, say that it's cheaper to run the dehumidifier compared to the tumble dryer. It uses less energy. Is that true? I don't know. You can do your own research if it's that important to you. We love that, you know. So we've got like a few different bits in the house. I might actually do a video on that, talking about the different bits that we got for the house and whether I think they're worth it or not, because there's been a few like things where I'm just like, oh, I love this so much. So the builders finished weeks ago, and then we were waiting for like the windows to get put in, and then those walls had to be plastered, and then we had to wait for those to dry, and then the painters came. The painters did such a good job. Oh, I love this colour. So this colour is Dulux Egyptian cotton, but a Fleetwood mix. So, excuse me, the painter was saying that he really likes Fleetwood. My friend was saying she really likes it as well. And so he got a mix. So I'll actually insert a photo here comparing the two. So we got the sample of Egyptian cotton and put it on like a big piece of card so that we could see. And we didn't want to do that until the windows went in, so that we could see what kind of light we were dealing with. And I know the light is going to change as like the year progresses. So yeah, did it on a big card. And then when he said that he could get a Fleetwood mix of it and it would be cheaper, we were like, okay, get me a sample first, please, so that we can kind of compare. And we actually preferred the Fleetwood one because it took out like, oh no, that's my shadow that's making it look like darker, but it took out, or it didn't have like the cooler tones that Egyptian cotton did. So anyway, the painters finished on the Wednesday evening before Christmas. And so we had a week to get the place back in order. Oh my God, I was aching from head to toe, but I was like, no, we're getting this done. We're getting it done for Christmas. We have family coming over. We want to have it looking as best as we can. And we got like a new table and chairs that I'll show you now in a second, that I just love so much because it's here. And a lot of the time, like when the family's over, I'm cooking in the kitchen. And in the past, if I'm in the kitchen, everybody else is in like the living room, dining room, and I'm kind of out of like the crack and the fun. Whereas here, I'm part of it. It's so good. I just love it so much. So yeah, there's still so much that we need to do and we need to get for the house, but we have it now looking like livable in. And yeah, like I think we were working up until like, I think about 7 o'clock Christmas Eve, trying to get the place in order. And then we went out to my sister and brother-in-law for Christmas Day, spent it with them, and then we came home like about 6 o'clock, and then we did another couple of hours unpacking because everybody was then coming over the following day. Like even my brother-in-law's parents were coming over as well. So it was a full house and it was glorious. It was so worth all of the hassle. But everything just looks so crisp and clean, and we got like pocket doors, you know, sliding doors in a wall. And they're just like soft close, and like the kitchen itself here is soft close. And we have a new bathroom downstairs that I keep forgetting that we have. So like every so often I'm like, I just need to go to the loo, and then I go upstairs and I'm halfway up the stairs going, sure, I have a bathroom down here. But I just feel so lucky and so blessed to be starting the year off now with the house the way we want it. The Friday before Christmas we had the plumber here. Like I know the work was technically done on the Wednesday, but then we needed the plumber to come back just to balance rats and stuff. You know, he came over on the Friday evening and did what he had to do, did plumbery things, and then was like, sure, listen, if you've any issues over Christmas, just text me. He then had his phone off for the Christmas, which is fine. Everyone deserves a break, but don't be telling me to text you if you've no intention of looking at your phone. I think that was like my main issue. Like he was the most unreliable of everybody. Like everybody else like turned up bang on time, and yeah, and I know he's busy, I get that, but like he would say, if he was here, he would say, oh, I'll be back on Monday, and like I'm sitting waiting for him to come, and then he wouldn't come, and be no text. It just seems to be, from chatting to people, that's the dumb thing when it comes to like some tradesmen. Now I'm not painting all tradesmen in the same light, painting them with the same brush. I'm not saying they're all the same, essentially. Yeah, that was just an issue. It was just like, okay, if you're not going to be able to come to us until next Thursday, just tell me. That's fine. It's just sitting and waiting and waste of time. On the Monday before Christmas, we managed to get curtains for downstairs, which we didn't think we would. And we got our lovely rug for the living room as well. And that kind of made it feel like a room, because at the moment, I'll show you the floors now in a second. Actually, let me show you now. Hold on. I'll turn the camera around, okay? So we have these gorgeous laminate floors, and I love the fact that they have like the texture of wood without it being without it being real wood. Those are the curtains that we got, which just add such richness and warmth to the space. But let me show you the table. So we saw this table when we were just out one of the days looking, just killing time, which is what we had to do every weekend because we just couldn't live upstairs for the whole weekend. And we saw this and I just loved the corner bench. And like, this is the little corner unit, obviously, and that sits in the corner, but you can put that one there and that one there if you wanted. But this was just made for this space. And yeah, we got the extra chairs as well, that swivel. And this is an extendable table. So this is it fully extended, but this part goes like underneath this part, so you can bring the two little semicircles together. This goes underneath. You're not having to worry about storing any of the like the leaves of that. Yeah, so the plan is to put potentially like a family gallery wall up there. We'll get like a blind or something for the window, but it just is lovely. I just love it so much. There is somebody that I would like to introduce you to. I think you're gonna love her. She's here. She's in the absolute disaster zone that is the garden, but she's fab. I love her. I leave the greenhouse linked below. This is the 8x12 heritage greenhouse, I think it's called. And at the moment, the little green thing there is the barbecue, just to take it in from the weather, because we had like bad weather. But yeah, so I'm gonna be starting from scratch this year. And I'm excited. It's incredibly daunting as well, but I'm so excited because now this is a permanent structure. I have space around the side and the back so I can wash the windows. And yeah, the idea is that I think I'm still in the planning stages, but my initial idea is to have like a border going all the way up the side, all the way up the back, so that when you're looking like out these windows, I just want to be able to see flowers and plants and all along the front of the greenhouse, do you know, so like the plants will come up there, the flowers and that. So, and then the patio is gonna be full of pots, and I'm gonna get really nice ones as well. So we're gonna get the washing line moved. That is in concrete thing, but we do need the line. I'm thinking about putting it down here so that you're not going to see it when you look out, but that it still serves the function there as well. So like some of the plants survived. We have a lot of pots out the front as well that I'll be bringing out. So we got that wall kind of rendered, and the same with this one. This used to be a fence. At some point I might paint it, but it's not a priority right now. I would like the money to go towards being able to enjoy the garden and either lay grass seed or rolled sod, like garden grass thingy stuff. But yeah, that's it. Like, I'm not going to be stuck for content for the garden this year, but I just want to fill this like that, full of like plants and flowers and vegetables, and all along I'll have like loads of pots and everything. What day is today? Tuesday. Like a week ago was New Year's Eve, and 2 weeks ago was Christmas Eve. I'm excited to now get stuck in to the garden. There's still so much that I need to do in the greenhouse. It's too cold. I didn't want to bring it outside now. I didn't want to go outside now because when you watch this video, I will be just back from a few days in London with some of the family. So Claire and Stephen are bringing Matthew to London, and myself and my mum are surprising Matthew, my nephew who's 7. We're surprising him at the airport tomorrow. He has no idea. So he's going to be so surprised, and I can't wait. So yeah, we're going Wednesday until Saturday. And I feel like then my work year can commence, because this week I'm kind of getting myself organized. I need to like pack my suitcase this evening, get all my bits. But I'm going to spend, I think, January planning out what I want to do and what I want to put where in the garden. Because the idea that I have in terms of the greenhouse, like why I got the bigger version, first of all, it fit perfectly in that space. And initially I was going to have it so that the doors were facing here, facing the house. But then there would have been like a weird like patch of potential planting space between it and the patio. But I was like, if I do it sideways and go further back against the back wall and give us more garden, and it means that like we can enter through the patio, we can still make it look fabulous from the side. I bought like lights back in October, I think, for Christmas, but then it didn't happen. I did get an electrician to put a socket out there as well, so it means that I can work out there. So yeah, the reason why I got the 8x12 is I want it to be multifunctional. I want to obviously grow plants in there. I want to be able to sow seeds. Now, I did kind of buy more seeds the other day, just because Home Base is closing down, and went up, had a little look, and I think they're 20% off or something. So I just bought a few. Yeah, so I want to sow lots of seeds in there. It's going to be like a little workshop in there. I I just have the concrete base. I'm trying to decide what flooring I want to put in there. Like ideally I would love a brick floor, because it would help with drainage, and then I just think it would look gorgeous, but I need to work on the budget for that. So yeah, I wanted to grow stuff, but I also want to be able to work in there. So I'm thinking in my mind, like even in a charity shop or something, I want to get a table for in there, but one that can extend. So when I'm just sowing the seeds, I can have the like little flaps down. And then another use that I want for it is to be somewhere that we can sit if and when we're having family barbecues or if people over, it starts raining and we don't want to come back inside, we can sit in there and have our barbecues still outside. Lovely cozy vibes with the rain on the glass. So yeah, I wanted to serve lots of purposes, which is why I treated myself to the larger version. They did have like a 10 by 15 one, but that would be too big. Like I need a bigger garden for that, but the 8 by 12 is perfect because Catherine has the 8 by 8 one. And I remember when she first got it, like standing in there, and I was trying to like trying to visualize if it would work for the family. And like now that we have Sam, who adds like another member to the family, is there 7 of us or 8? There's 8 of us now. That's the thing. Just want everybody to be able to fit in there, do you know? And having the socket out there means that I can work on my laptop out there when it gets a bit warmer. So yeah, it's going to be a slow process. I don't want to like rush into buying things. The same for in here as well. Like we don't want to rush into, we want to kind of feel and see how we use the space. One of my favorite things now is being able to cook in the kitchen. I'll give you a little overview now of the kitchen, because for months we were just living on ready meals, and like we had the air fryer upstairs, but because for about 5 weeks or so we didn't have any sink. The only sink that we had, the only running water we had was in the bathroom upstairs, and the sink is tiny. We couldn't wash out the air fryer properly, so we were trying to get things that were in their own aluminium foil. And yeah, we just got fed up of having like ready meals and microwave meals, but we did it. And so now I'm getting used to the new oven and the hob and being able to like cook things. It's just, being able to have my own coffee. Oh, I miss that now, something fierce, because I used to have to go across the road to the shop. It was costing me a fortune, like getting coffees over there. And like I missed my little Nespresso machine. So now I'm able to make my coffee in the morning. And do you know what? I feel like this whole process has made me appreciate the little things, like being able to cook a meal, being able to make a cup of tea, make a coffee, being able to wash and dry clothes, being able to be warm and sit on the couch. So we were hoping that we'd be able to watch the final of Strictly here on the couch, but it just wasn't meant to be. But like next year, cozy vibes. And like because we were only able to put up the Christmas tree the weekend before Christmas and we took it down, so it was like up for not even 2 weeks, is it? Yeah, 2 weeks. Like next year, we're going to Christmasify the living daylights out of here. I want to have like one of the, I'll show you now, like the garlands across this thing here. Hold on, let me show you. We have these pocket doors, like these bits of furniture there are just there for the time being until we figure out what we want to get for in that little alcove there. And so what I want to do from the top across there is have the curtain poles. I don't want to put any kind of like sconces or lights or anything on either side. We don't need that. Because I don't want to like damage the wood. We want to just use it as is. What am I like? It's like the 7th of January and I'm already talking about Christmas, but Christmas decorations will go up a lot earlier now this year. I'm going to be able to like decorate the greenhouse as well, and decide if I can put like a stove in there if I want to. We'll see. That's all kind of like extra bits. My main focus for the year, or for like the start of the year anyway, is to get the grass down. We're going to tidy up like the back patio, figure out what pot, like we got rid of so many plants, so many pots when we had the skip outside, so I feel like we've gotten rid of lots, but like now being able to buy things for their permanent place is going to be brilliant. So I have like loads of gardening books to go through and to get a plan. I actually got for Christmas or my birthday, I can't remember, the Anya the Money Saving Gardener, her second book, so I'm going to start reading that now next week. So once we go to London, have a bit of a holiday, bit of a break, and then come back all guns blazing, because I found it such a challenge to try and work here, because usually, you know me, I do mainly beauty stuff over on Instagram. My YouTube here is mainly kind of garden stuff. Having no space downstairs to film, not being able to go near the garden for weeks at a time, and only having the box room upstairs, like the tiny little room to like live in, I lost all creativity. I lost my complete mojo. I had to turn down work because I just didn't have the physical space for it. And I was working with Loxton before Christmas again, and I love them. They were having an event out in Clifford Lyons in their, I think it's an orangery maybe, but it's like a greenhouse that like, if I have pictures I'll put in here. And I knew that was going to be gorgeous, so I was like, can I film out there? So one of my pals, Paul, helped me film out there because it just, at least it was able to look nice. And then my second piece of content with them was for, I think, like Christmas gift sets. And my friend Vivi, who is the brand manager of Loxton, she said if I wanted to come into the shop and film in there. So I was like, perfect, because I just wanted to be able to do the products and the brands justice. I'm doing it here in the mess that it was in, and then there's like banging and clattering, and like I was working for Cloud 10 Beauty. I've worked with them like for years now, especially over Christmas. And there was one night and the products had only arrived to me, and I needed to, no, they had arrived in the afternoon, I think. And I needed to film, edit, upload that evening. And that was the day that there was so much going on. I think we had like the builders here, we had the electrician, we had the plumbers, and then we had somebody else. I can't remember. I know that there were 4 different sets of people here that day. And there was banging and everything. And I was like, this is great, it's progress, but oh my God, I have to work. And because it was such a tight turnover, I had panic. So I had my script ready to go. And I was like sitting there in the office, like with the product, like waiting for them to go. And I was like, are they gonna go yet? They're gone, okay, quick, film, blah, 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 blah. So it's not the way I like to work, but we got it done. We did the job. So I'm just really excited for the year ahead because I have more creativity in there to give. And this year I'll have been doing LovelyGirlieBits for 15 years. Is that right? 20, yeah, starting in 2010, 2025 now. And so I'm figuring out how to use the different platforms to share the content in a way that works for you, works for me, that is consistent, that I can be, consistent with it. Because like, you know me, I love to I'm like, I want to do it all. And then I'm like, I don't have time to do it. So trying to get the balance of like doing the weekly YouTube videos and having the greenhouse now means that even if it's raining, I can film out there and not kind of be going, oh God, I only have today to film and it looks like it's going to start lashing. I can do stuff out there. And then I want to make use of the website again. I have a blog and maybe kind of have that as the hub. So share beauty and garden and home bits on there. And then keep Instagram for mainly beauty. Then use TikTok for like sharing a bit of everything, you know, because I feel like over the last 15 years, I still love beauty, but I love other things now as well. I love gardening. Like that's like this new thing for me, a new passion that I want to be able to share. But you can't do that on Instagram because the algorithm, it messes up the algorithm. Anyway, that's like a different story. But I just wanted to catch up, have a bit of a chin wag and say I'm back. I'm back and I'm excited for 2025. But I'll show you a little overview of the kitchen. 1 second. I haven't even done this on Instagram yet. So let me show you. This is the kitchen now. We didn't extend this. This is the same space that we had, like the back door and window used to be here. So we just rejigged things a little bit. Like we had to keep the fridge there because that's where the stairs are. That box there, the stairs to go upstairs. So yeah, we got like a new gas hob. I just have it covered with a board there. Got a new cooker. I love, love, love the colour of the doors. So let me show you. This is the type of colour that looks different depending on the light. So we have like lots more storage. And then we really wanted to get tiles that were non-slip, that we wouldn't have to have a mat down, because Mum was always afraid in the last kitchen, because the tiles were like a shiny surface, she was always afraid that like if water from the sink splashes down that she would fall, or that she would slip and fall. But these are completely non-slip and I love them. And I love the fact that they're rustic. So this here, that's one tile, and like there as well. Because I think everything else is so kind of like modern and sleek almost, whereas this just gives a little bit of texture, a little bit of like oomph. I love it. I'm going to sign off for now. I'm going to go edit this video, then I'll pack my bags, get myself organised for London. So I think for the time being, we'll do a video maybe every second week or so until it really gets into the garden season. But I will be sharing like as and when I'm sowing seeds. Like I'm thinking I might sow some sweet pea seeds very soon. But thanks many for watching. Again, thank you for your patience. I'm back, I'm ready for action, and I can't wait to get into the garden. I've missed that so much. My heart and my soul has missed it. I've been able to get my hands in the muck and in the soil, of which I have plenty. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video.